What is up, guys? We're going to be looking at the best plays of the 1994 NBA Finals by the Houston Rockets. So let's get started. So this first one is going to have the same common theme as a lot of the plays in this video, with the common theme being Otis Thorpe as the roll man in the pick and roll. And the Knicks did not have the best defensive rotations, so the Rockets kept going back to this play. So you'll see on the first one, we've got an aggressive hedging coverage by the Knicks where the big man's going to hedge out and then eventually try to recover. But in the meantime, Otis Thorpe is rolling into this space. And so Ewing is going to rotate to him off of Hakeem, causing everybody to get into rotation mode. And they're going to execute their defensive coverage different in all of these plays, but in this one you see Horry up top wide open, and he gets a wide open look at three. So this next one is going to look pretty much the same, but there's different coverages and different rotations going on. So let's look at that one more time. Once again, this time it's more of a trap than a hedge, and the other difference is we've got Oakley coming off of Horry. So instead of Ewing coming off of Hakeem. So then what we've got here is Starks is going to be zoning up on two players. And the pass goes up top to Maxwell. So Starks is forced to rotate there. And then that's going to leave Horry open again. And Ewing is going to have to rotate out. And then the chain of reaction means Oakley is going to be getting Hakeem, but you can't let Hakeem get that kind of position and hope for a good outcome. So moving on to the next play, still that same pick and roll, but the formation is going to look a little bit different for the Rockets because you've got Hakeem out up top rather than in the weak side low post over here. So instead of making that pass directly to the roll man, you're going to have an exit pass into Hakeem at the high post, and he's going to immediately swing it to Thorpe on the roll. And so what this results in is, if we back it up here a little bit, three different Knicks players collapsing onto Thorpe. And you've got John Starks just covering way too much territory with zoning up between two guys and great spacing. So eventually, just a wide open shot for Maxwell. Finally, we've got a little bit different of a play where it's not that pick and roll with Thorpe. So we've got a back screen here for Maxwell with Starks trailing him. And Maxwell is actually going to be a decoy in this one. But if we back it up to where Maxwell's coming off the screen, I think Anthony Mason is focused on maybe thinking about denying him the pass because he gets caught up here and his head is turned. He's not exactly following Horry in this moment. And then he realizes that Horry's got a clean lane to get a dunk. So that is a beautiful play. Let's watch it one more time. Very great execution. Okay, and then we come back to that same Thorpe pick and roll and just different execution once again. So we still got that aggressive trapping coverage. And then who's going to rotate over? It's going to be Ewing off of Hakeem. So then you've got, is that Derek Harper rotating to Hakeem, and then Starks is once again left guarding two weak side players. But this time, Horry just swings the ball, and they're just getting whatever they want out of this play at this point. Here's another one. This time, we've got a cross-court swing pass. Swing, swing. And I think that might be Greg Anthony that's trying to cover too, but at this point, just nothing is working for the Knicks with this play, so why not keep going back to it if you're the Rockets? So this one's going to be a little bit different, where it's Ori is the ball handler, and it's inside the arc with the pick and roll. Let's actually watch the play, though. And so you see that aggressive coverage, but Ori simply says, I'm going to spin off of you and seal you on my top side. And so he just spins off of that hedge, and then that creates a driving lane where he can just bulldoze his way to the rim. And he gives out this primal yell that is just awesome. All right, next one. So we go back to the Thorpe pick and roll. And this one, the Knicks actually recover pretty well. But the key thing here is, since you've got this aggressive coverage with Oakley rotating up here, he can't get his own man Thorpe on the roll. So we've got Ewing coming off Hakeem again. And now somebody needs to go to Hakeem, and it's going to be Oakley. So now you got a mismatch, and Oakley gambles for this entry pass and just loses on the gamble. So then you've got Hakeem dunking on Ewing's head. So this one is probably the best defense that the Knicks show on this play, because they force basically, it's the same thing with, another mismatch, and they're fronting Hakeem, and Hakeem gets the ball. They send help. So you've got Ewing protecting on the backside. Everybody's watching Hakeem. And then Ori's going to dive through the lane and just make a beautiful dump-off assist to Thorpe. So let's watch this one more time. This is just a beautiful play, even though you could argue that the defensive rotations are initially pretty solid. And then it just breaks down from there. And once again, it's the same play, but just a little bit different execution. So they get the ball on the roll fairly quickly this time. And it kind of looks like a travel by Thorpe, but you got a de facto flare screen that Hakeem is setting, and we're going to see Carl Herrera open for a mid-range, and it's just kind of hilarious that we've got a flare screen for a mid-range jumper, which you would never see in today's NBA, but this was a different time. So let's watch this one last time. All right, next play. This is a different one, and I love it. Another primal yell by Robert Horry. But this one's a little bit difficult to catch on the perfect frame because the camera changes at the perfectly wrong time. But basically, you've got overplay Horry as the play looks like it's meant for Horry to curl over to a wide open three there off of this screen. But since he's overplaying that action, Horry can just backdoor cut into a lob. So this is just beautifully executed on the baseline out of bounds. Awesome. So this one is a nice high-low action. Really nice design. The spacing is not modern, obviously, but still a beautiful play. So you get coming up top into the high post, and then after hitting him, you've got Thorpe spinning off into like a back screen or a rip screen, and Ewing is getting hit by this back screen, and so he cannot get into position to stay below Thorpe. So he's gonna, and Thorpe, as you can see right here, seals him pretty dang good. So he's got his position sealed, and Vernon Maxwell is just gonna make the perfect entry pass right over the top. And if you're Oakley here, you absolutely have to make this rotation faster. The ball is in the air and he's not in place, and Thorpe easily just pivots into a dunk. So just a perfect entry pass by Vernon Maxwell, Great play design. And a slow rotation by the Knicks. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.